All right, so now that she's all calibrated, I'll just take her for a spin here. Got a couple cameras on here so you can see my feet. Right now it's totally off, cruise is off. Let's just take a spin up the canyon here. Let me turn the exhaust quieter here so you can hear me better. All right, so stoplight coming up here, so I'll wait until I get past it. But just enable it, same thing as cruise. So you just turn your cruise on. She's going. Now I can speed up, obviously. Let's see. So there you go. Obviously, it has a limitation to its curves that it can do. This, I'm doing 55 around this, has no problem here. Let's see if it can make it the whole way. It's a little tight. Should probably just go jump on the freeway, but I thought it'd be a little more interesting in the canyon. That's pretty much it. It's really quite smart, obviously. If it senses there's a lane on the left, it'll try to hug you to the right if it senses a shoulder like this. So I assume it'll see here, it'll kind of hug me to the right a little bit. I'm a little closer to that white line, which feels very comfortable with this oncoming traffic. If I'm on the freeway and say there's 5 lanes and I'm in the middle lane, it'll center me really nicely. What I really like about it too is it's really easy to take over control. I mean, you just touch the steering wheel, you can feel a little bit of resistance of it trying to work, but it lets you take control of it really, really easily. So I'll just head up here and show you how it does. Hopefully my cameras are all recording, and obviously, I mean, through a canyon like this, we got oncoming traffic, we got other vehicles, sharp curves. You know, I'm always ready to take over. Because, you know, I haven't had to do anything weird to me, like jerk the wheel out, like try to do anything evasive, but sometimes you just can't handle a really sharp curve, which I get. I'm actually kind of like to be more in control than less. So right now I'm using Ford's adaptive cruise control, just the factory adaptive cruise control like you've always used. So the distance is the same as always. And with these, the longitudinal, so the cruise control function of it to follow people, this has to where you can do vision-based longitudinal control, where it's more like a Tesla, where it's actually seeing that car as a object with the cameras, not radar or LiDAR. It's not quite there yet. I like the factory Ford one. I'm used to it. Works good. I like its distance that it uses. So that's just how I have it enabled right now. So really the Comma is just, or the Sunny Pilot is just doing latitude, sideways control between the lanes. I'll just head up here a little bit. I'll turn around and head back to the freeway and show you that. So here's a good example. I've got another lane coming right up here. This actually ends up turning into a turn lane. And it does a good job keeping me in this lane. Now, if I want to change lanes, just tap the blinker. I have it set to automatically lane change. You can have it set so you have to nudge the steering wheel to confirm that you want to change lanes. But honestly, it really works well. Like, I'm very, very impressed. It's not perfect. There's times where you just have to take over, but honestly, on the freeway, I've driven I-80 from Utah to Michigan, and man, you can just drive the thing for hours without touching the steering wheel. Super impressed with it. I think I'll do a U-turn here. So So once again, I touch the brakes. Obviously, it shut off. Cruise control. I have it enabled so it's still doing the lane control, which you can turn on and off. If cruise is in standby mode like it is right now, so you can see it's still enabled. Now if I turn the cruise completely off, then it's shut off. But right now, you can see my foot's running the throttle, and it's still steering for me, which is super cool. That's called the MADS, M-A-D-S function. Here's a good example when I have two lanes merged to one. You can see it does a really good job. It kind of centers. It'll use one line or the other. You can see on the screen what it's doing, what it's capturing. So now if I just want to turn the cruise back on, I just hit the resume on the cruise, and it's off and going again. So I'll take it down to the highway here and show you how it does on the freeway. Try to give you an example here if you're not paying attention. So if you're looking down, I got my head kind of pointed down. I don't know if any camera's catching it right now, but you can see it's telling me to pay attention. Pops up on the screen. It's really good. I mean, I don't know that I've gotten really many or any false alerts where I have been paying attention and it's went off. You're looking down to grab a straw or a napkin or something, and it gets kind of ornery with you, which perfect. It's what it's meant to do. So here's a pretty good example of its lane, I guess, algorithms or whatever. I got oncoming traffic here. I'm much more hugging the white line. You can see on the screen where that's at. It's got me positioned more to the right, which is great. It gives me a little further away from the oncoming traffic. Super cool that it does that. Let's see if it makes this corner here. This was a little tight. Luckily this van in front of me is slowing down a little bit, so. And kind of tight back the other way. And bumpy. All right, coming up to a stoplight. What do? Do I let it go? Man, that takes some guts to let it. Oh. So once again, that's just Ford's factory cruise. Didn't touch the brakes. Do the stop and go here. Let's see how she does. So just get on the freeway, do a lane change here. Obviously, still kind of like to keep my hands on the wheel, but you can see set. Now there's other vehicles merging on the side here. Hopefully they stay in their lane. Obviously this guy's kind of close, but very, very comfortable driving, no hands. So lane change. I kind of took over because I was coming up with this truck. It was kind of slowing me down. So hopefully I'm getting all this. Super, it should be how Blue Cruise should be. But obviously it's a Raptor, so I can't even have Blue Cruise if I wanted to. Keeps me nice and centered in the lane. Now if I look down, it freaks out, tells me to pay attention. Other than that, I mean, you can go for hours like this. what's up everybody? Hey, this is Paul from SwarfWorks. Got a little different video today. Hopefully I can make this quick. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because it's just showing a product that's not mine, anything to do with mine, but I thought it was pretty interesting. I've had a lot of people question it. So this is the Comma.ai. I don't even know what you call this device. Self-driving, whatever. Technically, kind of starts off as a dash cam. So obviously the Raptors, this is a 2022, does not come with Blue Cruise, can't get it with Blue Cruise. So this is kind of being developed right now. I think it's at a level that works really good, but not fully supported, I guess. So this is the Comma.ai. I'm actually running the Sunny Pilot software on it, which I'll show how to do that. I reset this thing right back to original. I've been running it for 3 months or so, and it's been amazing. So this is the Comma.ai again. This is what the unit comes with a mount, which I have mounted already. Comes with the OBD2 adapter. And then you need this cable, which is the Ford Q4. Currently, as of mid-March here, it's not fully supported on the Comma site, so you need to go into the development and select this harness. So this harness is what ties it in between the Ford computers and the Comma. So you can see it Y's in. You just unplug one of the connectors on the module inside under the dash, and then plug this harness in. This harness has a network connector on it, which plugs in. It comes with a longer cable. I just got a Cat 6 cable here, just a little patch cable. Plugs into the OBD2 one, and then this is what powers the Comma. And then between the two of them, you need a good USB-C cable. I can't remember the specs on this, but I'll put it in the description. So now this runs up, you run up through your A-pillar and plugs into the back of the Comma unit. So that's all there is to it. I'll show how to do that pretty quick. It should only take a few minutes, and I'll show you how to load the software. So anyway, super excited about this. It works awesome. As of now, the 24s are just starting to hit the street, just landing at dealers right now. Looks like and sounds like the 24s are not going to be compatible with this as of now, because they've put some encryption between the modules, Ford has. So hopefully they figure that out. So I have a 24 truck on order, and I'll really miss this if I can't use it. So anyway, I'll install it and show you how that works. All right, so I wasn't quite sure how I was gonna video this because it's in kind of an awkward spot. I've got my GoPro here. Hopefully I can kind of get up there and show you. We just need to unplug one factory connector. It looks like the male end of this. Pull that out of the module and reinstall that. So hopefully I can show you what I got here. So up and under here, see I've got the black one disconnected already. So that's the one we want. It goes right above that gray one. So we just want to take this new one and plug it in to the module. It's just not the easiest thing, but it's certainly not impossible. Okay, so now that's connected. And where did my factory one go? Okay, so here's my factory cable. So the one I unplugged from the module is going to plug into this new one. So, okay, just like that. Hopefully you can see. I can't see because this GoPro doesn't have a display on it. So now this one, we could double side stick that somewhere. It has the network cable and the USB-C on it. So the OBD2 plug goes on the OBD2 port, and then the network cable plugs into that. Now we will plug the USB-C cable. This one has a right angle plug on it. Plug the USB-C into that. Okay, easy. And then this straight end will run up to the Comma unit. Okay, so now that we've got that plugged in down there, the cable, I'm not going to take the time because I'm just going to try to do this as quick as I can right now. But you take this cover off, 2 bolts, 10 millimeter nuts, or 10 millimeter bolts. We can run it up and over, drop the cable down. So the mount here, this is the 8 degree, I'm pretty sure it was 8 degrees. It's been a few months, but not the straight one. The straight one's more for cars. But the 8 degree one, you want to line it up straight in the middle of the windshield, and then kind of just put the display there so you can see it, so it's not being blocked by the mirror. And now the USB-C cable plugs into the back of that. Once again, I'll go back through. So just slides on like that, and just turn it on. So let me move the camera. I'll get the software, the website, so we can. All right, so here we go. We got it all reset now. This is where it starts up. So turn it on, connect to some Wi-Fi here. I'll show you my pack. Okay, now we're connected to Wi-Fi. Waiting for the internet, come on, there we go. So now that we're on Wi-Fi, continue. So right here, it'll ask you the first thing for custom software. And if it doesn't ask you this, I'll show you where you can go. I'm not sure because I just reset this if this is exactly what it was when it came up. I'll leave this in the description. So that was seriously maybe a minute to download that. All right, scroll down to accept. So here's training, which I've already went through. You can go through this. I'll try to go through here as fast as I can. So maybe I can explain it. It shows the path that you're going. It shows the car ahead of you if you're using the Sunny Pilot longitudinal control. Kind of talks about how to stay awake, blah, 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 no sleeping. No, I don't want the camera to record me, blah, blah, blah. Tap the steering wheel, how to disengage. I definitely recommend you read all this. Okay, so now this is what it normally starts on when you start it up. So what we're going to want to do is just go into software. We can just check, obviously we just installed it, but you can check for updates. Takes a minute. So now the driving model. So these are different, like AI, different models that people have done. Obviously it's March 14th right now. There was one just released yesterday. Let's go to the LAV2. And you can just play around, try these out. Some of them work better for highway. And so when you change that, you want to just do a reset calibration. No big deal. Everything's all up to date. Sunny Pilot. I'm going to turn off the MAD. Well, I'll turn the MADs on for now. This allows you to keep the lane monitoring on once you turn the cruise off. It's kind of, if you have it set up right, it's actually pretty cool. I'm going to change the lane center, or the lane change to nudgeless, which is kind of cool. I'll show you. Change a couple things here back to where I like. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Like, there's not a whole lot to it. So let me try to mount my camera a little bit better here, and then let's take it for a spin. Okay, so I started the truck up, pulled it outside here. I forgot to set one thing. So it just said it was in dash cam mode because I forgot to tell it what kind of vehicle I'm driving. So just go down here to vehicle, select your car, and you'll see the tons and tons and tons of ones. So, just passed it. 2023, even though this is a 22, it'll work on 21s to 23s. Turn the vehicle off. Okay. Dash cam, yada yada. So now, it was unable to identify it. So it has an automatic vehicle recognition stuff on here, but since I just set that to F150, should be good now. So it just says waiting for controls to start, whatever, no big deal. Not tested. So this is a development branch. So right now it says calibration, drive about 15 miles an hour. So let's go this way. This calibration is automatic and really quite quick. Let me zoom out here. Hopefully I can do this while I'm driving. So, not the best road in the world out here for calibration, but you know what? It doesn't seem to care. So, now that I'm above 15, it's just automatic, so you don't have to worry about it. See, I'm only a couple hundred yards and it's already halfway done. Okay, so calibration's done. Now I just hit the cruise button, and you can see even with, I don't know if you can actually see, I've got a double yellow line here on the middle, but then nothing on the side. So right now it's just using Ford's adaptive cruise. I hit the brake, so disabled it. I'll get on the freeway, so I might cut for a second just through this town stuff here.